for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. It is and has been Curtis & Son Funeral Home, serving the Great Coosa Valley area for 42 years or so. And if you know you need funeral home services, we recommend Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need to at-need funeral services, funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975, it is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg, 256-245-4361, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Curtis & Son Funeral Home presents a look at obituaries this morning. Homegoing celebration, remembering the life of Mr. George Howard Reeves, age 85, formerly of Talladega, is today at 1 o'clock in Talladega at S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel, with Dr. Reverend David A. Spencer Jr. officiating. Interment in the Oak Hill Cemetery, S.M. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Homegoing celebration, remembering the life of Mr. Christopher L. Curry, age 47 of Talladega, is Saturday, September 30 at 1 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home in Talladega, with the Reverend Eugene L. Jacobs officiating. Interment in the Kelly Springs Memorial Gardens. Public viewing for Mr. Curry is today, 3 to 7 at the funeral home, S.M. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Kathy Stewart, age 64 of Sylacauga, died August 31st at her residence, Radley Smith Funeral Home, announcing. And those arrangements now are set. There will be funeral services for Ms. Stewart will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with Ricky Pfeiffer officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation is Saturday prior to the service, noon until 2 at the funeral home, Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Homegoing celebration, remembering the life of Mr. Edward Charles Cadillac Jones, age 69 of Alpine, is Saturday at 3 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel, with the Reverend Raymond Garrett officiating. Interment in the St. Campbell Missionary Baptist Church Cemetery. Public viewing is today, 3 to 7 at the funeral home, S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Crematory, Talladega directing. Funeral service for Mr. Darren Dwayne Baker, age 56 of Alexander City, will be Saturday, September 3rd at Armour Memorial Funeral Home Chapel, with burial in the Memorial Garden in Alexander City. The station is today, 4 to 7 at the funeral home, Armour's Memorial Funeral Home directing. And Darren Baker of Alexander City, we just gave you that one, Armour's Memorial Funeral Home, in charge of the arrangements. And Robert Dixon Cox died in Florida. He was born in Talladega on Ironton Road in Talladega. And there will be a celebration of life at Veterans Park in Talladega, September the 14th at 3 o'clock. A brief graveside service will follow immediately after the celebration of life at Oak Hill Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, you may make donation to the Salvation Army, Save the Children, or a charity of your choice. Online condolences at ursheryfuneralhome.com. Urshery Funeral Home in Talladega, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report courtesy of Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremation since 1975, it's Curtis & Son Funeral Home, 256-245-4361.